What's good, everybody? It's Cheshire Gengar back with another deck profile, and this is going to be the inaugural video for the Let's Build series, where I'm actually going to talk about the deck building process and the reasoning for building the deck a certain way, and hopefully the thought process help you be able to build your decks better. I don't necessarily like playing rogue or meta decks. I prefer rogue decks. They're just more fun to me, especially building them specifically to beat the current meta. And it gives you just more fun in your creativity with the deck. But I will say that, of course, the meta decks are very strong, so you have to be very precise with the way you build these. The way that I end up doing this deck is going to be less of, it's usually been less of the Kali Yuga stuff as of late. It used to be a little too fragile. It used to be that it was Kali Yuga or bust, is what it felt like. So, with the way I was doing it, I ended up doing less Kali Yuga stuff, and as you saw in the last profile, I switched to the Azamina Blackwing. Now we're still doing that, but in a literal hit the blunt, holy crap, that actually would work thing, I said the Kali Yuga's good, but it needs some extra protection to make sure it works. The whole reason I'm playing the Azamina package is to put up that omni negate before the 5th summon so that the shit I'm trying to do actually works. Let's try to mash them together. And now we have this branch out. So I'm going to teach you my thought process on building it. So, well, I'm not going to explain the ones you already know, just knowing Blackwing combos, but 3 Simoons, those are starters. 3 Sudri, also starters. 3 Vadas, also starters. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to have 1 Shamal. We don't really need to play multiple ones because Shamal is not a starter. It's a combo piece and an extender that you don't necessarily need to see in your opening hand. So that we're going to have our 9 starters. But what's going to happen is this searches one of these 2, which gets you to this. But if you don't see this, if you see these 2, you're fine because this was going to use this and its own effect to get you to these 2. But then also, we're going to play 2 Feather Whirlwinds because this, and if you open these 2 or these 2, then it's still going to get you to this searching this and then this searching this. But if you just straight up open this and this, all you're missing out is having that in the grave, which you can get it in the grave other ways by summoning it off of Y-Strix and other things down the line, so you're still fine there. Or dumping it with the Synchro, whose name I'm blanking on, Boreas Storm, and keep your thing a 4 and then sync him off with a 6, like Simoon, because Simoon's usually useless on field, and you'll still get that in the grave. So because this isn't a starter, we play it at 1. But it's fine because what we're going to do with it is we're going to have this searches this, which searches this, which searches this and this to get this. Or this and this gets you to this and this. Or this and this, or this and this gets you full combo anyway. So if you happen to open this and this, and this and this, or 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 this and this, all of these combinations, seeing any combination of these 2 things together pretty much gets you into your full combo. So that's why we want to play 2 of these, because the extra search target and having 2 of them on the field with them stacking just gives you extra recursion. So it works out better that way. So that puts us at 9 starters, and these 3 need 1 to search, but these 3 would like to see that and as well, because this essentially gets you to these 2. And then we play this because this and this means that you, even if you only open these 2, now you didn't need to open that, and you can search the Vada and be done with it. But if you happen to see this and this and this, or this and this, then you can search this and get the second copy. If you open these 2, you can use, if you open these 3, you can get this, get the second copy. So it's better to play these 2. It worked out very well. It gave me all the ratios that I needed. It gave me the different combinations where it didn't feel like a brick hand. It wasn't the optimal of having Simoon plus a random discard, but it did feel better knowing, okay, well, I didn't open this, but I happen to open these two. So there was a lot of different combinations of these that still gave me full combo on top of the other things that I'm playing in this. Now, we are playing just the one Shamal, and we're also playing one Oster. Oster is very good off the dump from Boreas Storm if you want to synchro into Full Armor Master and have this live. So that automatically gives you a going second option here. Just being able to banish this out the grave, put the counters on all your opponent's monsters, and then steal the strongest one. They're going to hold the Desiree for something that feels threatening, but when you go this and Simoon Cinco into Full Armor Master, banish this out the grave to put a counter on Desiree, they can't negate Full Armor Master ability to take the Desiree. And it still has those link monsters equipped to it, so you're going to be able to negate your opponent's stuff. So that is very useful, because just off of that, it goes this search, but if you already opened this, or you do, they don't stop this and you get to actually search it, normal summon, and now they cannot stop you from taking the Desiree. So that's very helpful. And then any other boss monster that you don't want to be stopped on trying to steal. We play one Boreas Storm just because we're so heavily using the Y-Strict. Sometimes that's what you want to summon, and then, you know, summon, Zephyros, bounce, resummon if you don't have these that you want to rebounce. But either way, it's just usually a good extra body. If you just happen to open it with the Simoon, you don't mind banishing it, or you don't mind just throwing it on board as link fodder. Whatever works. And then, of course, the Zephyros, the Harmattan, the Sharnga, and the Chinook. Now, the way this does work even better is this isn't a one-card starter unless you play both of these in order to play the Kali Yuga package. So that's what I ended up doing. I ended up being able to do the Azamina package and the Blackwing package as a whole, and still end on Kali Yuga with the Omni Negate, just in case I need to stop them from stopping me, if that makes sense. So, that being said, what we're going to do next is you're going to need to have your Wanted package. For the Wanted package, we have more starter, Diabell Star, which can also be a starter because the way you can loop it around, even if you start with this, you can still get to the Wanted and still get to the Diabell, or get the extra draw for the Wanted. And then we're going to have one Deception, which also pretty much is a starter. And then the other thing we're going to have is, of course, the Hallowed Azamina. We play a Morian of the Sinful Spoils. We play this because when it's used as discard fodder, sometimes you search this because you open with the Diabell Star. So, or you open the Wanted, and now the Murcielago needs another search target. So you search the Sinful Spoils Slumber Morian, and then you'll be able to use it as discard fodder for one of the fusion abilities. So the attempt to fusion, dump this, and when you go into Sylvia, this says, oh, you have a level 6 spellcaster or illusion on the field. Set itself. So the Wanted package is going to get you the Omni Negate plus a Book of Moon trap card. And then the last card for the package we play is the LZ Azamina of the White Forest. If you do figure out how to fit Small World into this, it also helps as a Small World target. One of the worst things was opening the, as with playing the Assault Synchron, was that it was dark and level 2. So you couldn't use this for it. This has the same defense and level 2, so it still doesn't work, but it works with all the rest of them trying to bridge the rest of your things together. You can actually get rid of a Diabell Star to get rid of a Vada to add a LZ Azamina. which gets you a search of the wanted when you use this as a synchro material. So I'm actually trying to figure out how to put more of the Sinful Spoils White Forest stuff into this. Maybe just like a what is it, Sylvie? Because even if you go normal summon Sylvie, get your searches all, or get your search for the White Forest card that'll search this. You reveal, summon itself, synchro to 6 into Nathung. Because you synchroed into Nathung, this is going to search you the wanted. You can go straight into the Sylvia and have your Omni negate, and then you still have the extra normal summon for Nathung, normal summon Sutri. Things like that is what I'm thinking about testing moving forward. But that being said, you want your wanted to be able to search your Diabell Star, but Diabell Star itself can be a starter, which will get you the Sinful Spoils Deception, which is going to get you the Hallowed Azamina, and then the Hallowed Azamina is going to summon you out the Murcielago, and then the Murcielago is going to search you the Sinful Spoils Spell or Trap. So if you didn't start with Wanted, grab Wanted so that you can have that in the grave for the draw. If you did start with Wanted, grab Morian so that you can use Hallowed Azamina, send Morian, and then be able to get the extra draw off the Wanted you used earlier, but still set this so that now you have that extra layer of interruption with the Book of Moon, since they won't be able to Xyz or link summon with the with the face down monster. And then other times you can search the Elzat Azamina because you'll be able to just reveal, summon, and because you don't need a tuner for Chaos Angel, this and Blackwing Dragon being a level 2 light is just Chaos Angel with both effects, which sometimes can just outright win you the game. So you've got these 9 plus the Murcielago and the Ilia Sylvia. The other things we play are, because this is a 1-card starter by dumping this to get you to this and using those 2 to do the Kali Yuga combo, you also need to play the 2 bricks. Moving forward, I'm probably going to move this one to the side and Kali Yuga to the side so that it's when I know I'm going first type of thing. But going first or second, I'm still going to be able to use this and then just make Ultimate Falcon. So that'll free up the extra deck a little bit and give me an extra slot going first or second in like game 1. But when I know I'm going first, game 2 or 3, definitely just main the Kali Yuga stuff. But this, even if I'm not going first, if I break their board and can keep going through my combo, Ultimate Falcon's a problem for a lot of decks. And then also that in phase, they have no monsters left because I destroyed them all, burned them for 1,000, because without needing to detach to do the Kali Yuga combo, you can just leave the Raid Raptor underneath them and it has its in phase effect. So that's usually pretty helpful. And then as far as protection goes, we have the one Called by the Grave that really needs to come back to 2 and is way too important to not play. Triple Imperms. Yes, those are supers, but they're German, so I play them. Triple Ash Blossom, and I also played triple Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill. I'm probably going to swap that out for either Droll or Veiler right now, but also a thing that I've learned is that this package, the Diabell Star stuff, helps me clear the board so that I can use Simoon's effect. When you go through all of that and you return the Murcielago back to the extra deck to bounce Hollow back to your hand, and you if you just happen to like want it top decked Simoon, oh cool, we're just gonna go Simoon combo now. Now that we have our board clear. And after you summon Simoon, then do Hollowed, put the Omni negate up, and then proceed to do the rest of your combo. So really, depending on the sequencing, you're able to put this up before before the 5th summon pretty easily. If you happen to open Simoon, any Blackwing, and Wanted, then you would still be able to go Simoon, banish, get Whirlwind, summon, search Sudri. You've only done one summon, but you used Wanted in the draw phase to get the Diabell Star. Now that you've searched Simoon or Sudri, you don't need Simoon for most things. So you can go Diabell Star, pitch Simoon, and go on that whole combo, end on the Omni negate. You still have the Whirlwind on the field, and then go normal summon Sudri, search, proceed to do the entire Kali Yuga combo with the Ilya Sylvia on board. So what you can do after that, I like the Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill, partially because we have Sharnga. We have Sharnga, and sometimes I do play it. I play the 2700 attack point fusion monster. I'll probably end up putting that back in too, because of its on summon, send something to the grave. So this was very good back in Snake Eyes format, especially going first. I'd be able to have this in the grave, have Sharnga in the grave, wait for them to summon Flamberge, and I also have 1 or 2 burn dragons up and go negate the Flamberge, pop the Flamberge. Would you like to take a next, you take the 3k, would you like to take another 1400 or 700, depending on how many of these I have up, to activate his graveyard effect? Burn yourself to death? Please use all the effects you want. So stuff like that, forcing them to use effects, is when I have the burn dragons up, is when this is best. But right now this is only good when they are trying to summon stuff on my turn, and I can stop its effect, and then clear it off the board. So this is the only part that I would change in the hand trap lineup. 9 hand traps plus the Called by the Grave and plus the Chinook has been pretty solid. I usually open 1 hand trap, and then that 1 hand trap can sometimes, if you use it right, slow them down enough to where the rest of this can break the board. I actually broke the Mimighoul board, which was hilarious because this package just sent so many of their Mimighouls they gave me to the grave to summon. So Diabell Star, send, summon, Deception, send a monster, summon, search. And then I was able to, now that I've gotten rid of all of their Mimighoul stuff they gave me, I can play with just the 1 Mimighoul face down rather than 3 or 4 face down. That would have been annoying. So yeah, this package does a lot that gets looked over, but you just got to remember, this can use its effect to fusion summon with like an opponent's monster you steal off of the whatever his name is, Full Armor Master. Yep. But then also, just being a light tuner, you get to use this pretty easily to make Chaos Angel with both effects, which everyone knows is pretty devastating right now. Moving on, since y'all see why I play the ratios that I play, I enjoy those ratios. The once Shamal feels weird, but once you get used to it, it makes more sense, especially when you're playing such a powerful engine on top of this isn't like the main focus. It's mostly like the extra normal summon of Sudri isn't part of the main focus if I'm trying to make Kali Yuga. So having this engraved to banish to get that back isn't as necessary as it is in other versions of the deck. But I can still have these. Any combination of these pretty much gets me into Kali Yuga combo. So seeing any combination of these 2 cards, 2 of those cards, plus Wanted, plus a Diabell Star, or plus a Deception, that's any combination of the 2 cards out of these and any of these gets you full combo with the Omni negate. So that's almost half the deck right there. So that gives you a pretty strong chance of seeing your full combo, and when you do, it's pretty much a wrap because your opponent won't be able to out it. You'll have the Omni negate, you'll have You'll have the 2 engraved for this one with this on field for follow-up, because if you're going to make Kali Yuga, then you don't really need to make this because they're not going to be activating a lot of monster effects. So you have the Abel Star package. You have the Blackwing package, which I like running 16 to 18 Blackwings. Most decks run the basic 16, which is 3, 6, 9, 12 if you played 3 of these. But instead of playing 3 of these, I substituted the other 2 for an Asta and a Bora. So that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then, of course, these last 2, I like playing 18. So if I'm not playing the Kali Yuga version and don't need these 2, I'll still up the amounts of some other Blackwings to keep it at 18. 18 just works out in a good number to make sure I'm seeing some Moon plus a Blackwing. Sometimes 16, I ended up seeing some Moon and no other Blackwing. So 18 has been the sweet spot on the number of Blackwing names for me. And then the 2 Whirlwinds and the 2 Black Feather Whirlwinds for that package. And of course, the 2 bricks. This one's probably moving to the side while this one stays in the main, because still doing that combo because it's available, and you'll put up the Ultimate Falcon and the Burn Dragon. So now you feel a little better about being able to get rid of your opponent's stuff and being able to make sure you clear the board and finish games off early instead of passing back and giving them a chance for the follow-up. And then the 9 hand traps, 10 if you count Chinook, plus Called by the Grave. It's pretty helpful. As far as the extra deck goes, of course you saw the 2 cards there. Nathung, of course, Boreas Storm, Blackwing Dragon, Blackwing Armor Master, an Assault Dragon, a Chaos Angel, a Dissipator, the Kali Yuga package, which, if you aren't familiar, is going to be Raid Raptor Brave Strix. I'm not playing the Raiders Knight to use 2 level 4s to get into Raiders Knight, to detach to get into Brave Strix, to detach to get the Skip Force to get into Arsenal. I'm not playing that one because the extra deck space is so tight. If I'm doing the Kali Yuga combo, it's just going to be Vada dump, what's his name? Vada dump Zonda banish, get Kunai. Kunai makes this a level 5. Kunai and Blackwing Dragon make Brave Strix. And then Brave Strix detach, get Skip Force. Skip Force turns him into Arsenal Falcon. Then Arsenal Falcon summons. Then you'll get the Raiders Knight, or Y-Strix, to get your other rank up spell so you can get Kali Yuga. So, things like that. You'll also get the Ultimate Falcon in the process for this leaving field, being used as link material. For the Darkness Metal, the Dragon of Dark Steel. A lot of people don't know about this card. A lot of people had to read it. It's essentially red MD for your grave and banish pile. You can summon any monster. You can target any of your monsters that is banished or in your graveyard. Special summon it to a zone this card points to in defense position, and its effects are negated. Also, you can't special summon link monsters for the rest of the turn. And if that monster would leave the field, it goes to the bottom of the deck. None of that actually really matters because this is going to bring back the Arsenal Falcon with no material so that the rank up magic launch can turn it into Kali Yuga. If all of that survives, then next turn you can just bring back whatever else you want to. Bring back Blackwing Dragon or Boreas Storm from the Banish pile, or bring back an Arsenal Falcon just to have an extra 25 beat stick, or whatever you need to bring back. It also can revive the full Armor Master if they happen to attack over it. So that extra deck is a little tight, but it is real pretty solid. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, yep. So if you notice, the IP isn't in the main. It's just because the deck is too tight on the extra decks. That's why I dropped the Raiders Knight, and I moved some other things to the side. Because honestly, if you're putting up Kali Yuga, you don't need to also put up SP Little Knight. It starts becoming overkill, and then it's like, when are you going to actually activate it? So in the side, I like doing 2 to 3 extra deck monsters in the side just to help change up where I'm going with the strategy. So SP Little Knight, sometimes you do need to put that in, especially when you know you're going first. That can be helpful. A second Assault Dragon, if you're going against Ryziel or Malice, decks that are going to do a lot of monster effects and also burn themselves in the process, then putting up 2 Assault Dragons is going to help you win games before they can get anywhere significant in their combo. With Ryziel, before they get to anything important, like before they get to the detonator, they're already activating 2 or 3 monster effects, and that's if they do detonator first and not duo drive first. So there's a lot of potential for them to burn a lot. Nirvana High Paladin is just one of my favorite cards, but it's just it's a link, Synchro 10, but you're able to use a tuner and a non-tuner synchro monster. So Oster and Nathung, or Borea Storm with whatever his level happens to be. If you drop Borea Storm down to a 2 and synchro him with Blackwing Dragon, you can make this instead of Dissipator. And the only thing that matters in all of this card's text is the fact that it's a 3300 Dark Synchro for the Feather Whirlwind, but also when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, does not have to send it to the graveyard, so it still works against other pendulums. When it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, your opponent's life points become half. So sometimes we're about to go into time. I have to rush through this. I do Simoon into the normal combo and get a Nathung on the field, and then also go normal summon Oster, Nathung, make this swing. As long as I get that swing in and kill something by battle, their life points become half. I win. So that can help in time. It can help just push for game because you don't have to put as much damage up on board, stuff like that. But also it's a Dark Synchro. And then, of course, for the Malice stuff, we have the Artifact Lancia. We play 3 Drolls. Going second cards, we'll play 2 Lightning Storms and a Change of Heart. There's a lot of good back row in the game right now, especially with Blue Eyes, Malice, stuff like that. But a lot of them also require you to have certain things on board. So if you can Change of Heart, take something important that they needed on board, or Change of Heart, take the Desiree. I did that one time. He had to use the Desiree's negate on a Change of Heart. Proceed to full combo and wreck him. 2 Druid Worms and a Magnum Mutts. For the Malice stuff, sometimes they actually end up looping to where there's one of them that goes to gets banished, uses its ability to come back, and then you want to and then they link it away and then want to bring it back for like the access code talker line, and you go banish it, then it's a good banish. But the best deals are kind of situational right now. I mean, if you're not going against Blue Eyes or sometimes Malice, like I just gave that very specific scenario, then there's not really many things where the Bestials are a good hit. So I opted for the other hand traps instead. I'm working on getting some Dominus Impulses. Dominus Impulse would be pretty good in this deck. You don't really need to use any light monster effects unless you're using Lancia or the LZ Azamina. So Dominus Impulses would be pretty good in this. I just haven't, I never pulled any, and I haven't traded for any, and I didn't feel like buying them, to be honest with you. I was worried they was about to get reprinted, but we'll see. I'm gonna work on picking some up this upcoming weekend. But yeah, I got fourth place with this deck, and that was literally off a hit the blunt, put it together, take it tomorrow. So I'm gonna tweak this deck some more, probably add in the Sylvie for the White Forest and let you know how it goes. I mean, even though it's a normal summon, and in this deck you want your Blackwings to be your normal summon, it's Sylvie searches the Sinful Spoils White Forest, and that searches LZ, reveal, summon, and Sylvie and LZ synchro into Nathung, because Nathung is a tuner and a non-tuner monster. You do not need a Blackwing. So you just synchro 6 into this and proceed to use its extra normal summon to do the actual combo. But it gets so when LZ gets used to the synchro material, you'll search wanted and be able to go about that whole combo too. Or when you use it as synchro material for Chaos Angel, you'll be able to search wanted and go about the full combo that way. But yeah, guys, that's Blackwing Azamina Kali Yuga lock. It's pretty fun. I suggest you try it out. Give me any feedback you want to. This was a random idea that ended up working pretty well, so I'm gonna just see how far I can take it. But y'all have a good rest of your night. Peace.